Okay, hey, this is the start of the stream. I'm currently not speaking anybody to other than myself right now, and you, who is anybody who might in the future be watching the stream after it's uploaded to YouTube. It's in the description. Right now, I'm going to be trying to run as many Lighthouse Scav runs as I can on this 200th day of the wipe. I watched the Antonovich video, and he mentioned that today, and I thought that was interesting. And I wanted to see how many ups or rubies I could get on Lighthouse while I'm able to do these scav runs as I can, because part of the wipe is they reset your scav karma, and so you lose all the benefits of having Intel Center level 2 and the fence rep and the bonus to the timer that gives you. So if you dedicate yourself throughout the wipe, you can get your scav karma to max or 6, and it allows you to get a really low scav timer. Currently mine's around 6-7 minutes, but if you get Intel Center level 3 and you just keep building your scav karma, you can get it all the way up down to like 5 minutes to 4 minutes, allowing you to do back-to-back scav runs. Generally at the beginning of the wipe it's set up so that way you have about a 20-25 minute scav timer, which I think Nikita designed that way to encourage you to do PMCs and scav runs, because if at the beginning of the wipe, the way I set it up is that I'll do a scav run to get as much free loot as I can, and then I'll do either a practice run as a PMC on Night Factory, or I'll just do a practice run anywhere on the map to get better at it. At the beginning of the wipe I was doing streets a lot, setting the scav count to high so that way I could practice it, and now I know the map pretty well. And so it looks like at this point in the wipe everybody's expecting a late August wipe, but I think Nikita could be a madman and make us wait all the way till Christmas again, because he did mention that he wanted the wipe to happen with a major update to get everybody in the player base back. He didn't want to just have the game wipe and then only have people come back when there was a major content release update. So I think he's either going to do the wipe soon, going into this Pavlov VR is a game I want to play, but I have to get an Oculus first to do that. But this wipe is going to be a huge one, because it's going to come with, I think, the Streets map update and the vaulting update, which is going to completely change the movement system, similar to the way Fortnite released that vaulting system update, which also got a huge amount of their player base back. So I'm excited. And so now it looks like I'm about to load into a match on Lighthouse. Oh, poor kitty, I'm sorry. You can't come in my room because you pee on things. Alright, here we go, broad daylight. Alright, sweet. First thing I'm going to do, I head up to Orange. I'm going to check all the high tier loot spawns that very bad scav showed me. But the further the game goes into its progression, the less people are going to know about Lighthouse unless they're one of the old guard, if you know what I mean. Meaning that if they don't know already about the high tier loot spawns and they're a newer player, then they'll have even less of a chance to know when they join the game, or even remember coming back from future updates. But a very bad scav showed me this run, and it's been one of the most profitable scav runs I've ever been able to pull off in this game conceptually. And what that is there's a lot of very high tier loot spawns up here at the Orange Chalet. It's a PvP hotspot if you load in here as a PMC, meaning it's designed for you to instantly run into a bunch of other PMCs, which is usually not ideal when somebody's trying to run this place as a PMC. But what it does mean is that whenever the match does do that, and a lot of people die up here, there's either good PMC loot, or the map didn't set up with that as a spawn, and instead spawned everybody in smaller group clusters towards the point of interest on the map that I think the game would like to predetermine them for. I've been killed here a lot of times by PMCs left over from that beginning spawn firefight, but when you're late in the raid, like 20 minutes like this, it can get super lucky with like the kind of loot spawns. Like seeing this box empty means for sure somebody has been here, unfortunately. So since y'all guys know about this, and most people actually know about the high tier loot spawns, because Very Bad Scav's got a pretty big following, like thousands of views a video, so there's a lot of people who actually know about this. And if you have any kind of, yeah, see, normally in this box there'd be something. Like there'll be stuff on that. There, yeah, there's usually 1 or 2 good loot spawns here, like these 22 bucks, that's not bad. Actually, that's very bad compared to what you can find here. And this little guy. And then here on this box, yep, see, gold point. And then right here, box of BP. Yeah, somebody's really had their first pick here, so I doubt we're actually going to find anything good altogether. Yeah, there's usually a box spawn there. I don't even think checking the safe over in the guest house would be worth it. Because if this is completely looted, then he knows what he's doing, or what he was doing. And a drum mag for the SKS, so I don't even think I can modify that on this gun mid-raid, so it's kind of useless. Otherwise, that's a find. An SKS with a drum mag is just as dangerous as like a Vepr. You know what I mean? But it's usually cheaper to get the drum mag for the SKS. You have scary footsteps, sir. $7.40. And even though if this place has already been picked over, the idea of doing a good scav run is taking leftovers that normal PMCs wouldn't appreciate. Yep, see, it's open. Not even going to check it. Because right now my time is apparently more valuable than whatever loot could be in that box. And you know what? At this point in the raid, since I'm already loaded up, like there's no more room, I'm just going to turn around and walk out of here. I'm going to go to the Southern Road landslide checkpoint, which is one of the most obtuse extracts to get to on this map. Usually if you're spawning in, you're trying to go to lab or the water treatment plant to get a lot of rogue loot, or you're a scav, or you're one of those super ultra in the no-gi chads that likes to just make free money at the island of pacifism that's guarded by murderous cult snipers. Apparently the cultists shot this chopper out of the sky. All in all, not too bad a raid. If you're of the status where this kind of loot doesn't interest you in a run, then there's always still running to the water treatment plant. Otherwise, it's still a good run. You can sell the armor on the flea, sell the SKS, and sell the most of it on the flea market for a pretty penny. But I think wholesale you can drop a lot of it off at Therapist for also an equal price. But Fence is who I like to sell things to because it saves you a lot of time. And time is money, apparently. Flower vase / cup holder. Usually I can tell when the memory leaks stop whenever the audio actually stops playing. As part of that happens is because I don't have a dedicated sound card on my computer, so the system has to run all of the sound processing through my graphics card. And whenever my graphics card is stuck on an out-of-RAID loading situation like that, it can delay the process because it does most of the computing first and then the sound card stuff left, which causes it. But I don't actually know that for sure because I'm not a fucking computer engineer. I just know some things. I'm like that stupid fucking cat from Adventure Time in the dungeon. It's like the approximate knowledge of many things. Fan the human. You know what I mean? Sell it less than what Ragman offers because it's damaged. And I'm a good person, I think. Take the magazine out. Put this magazine in. Take all of these bullets. Yay, offer already sold. See, helping somebody out. And now, as if somebody's buying an SKS this late in the wipe, they deserve a good deal. Also, I should probably open the comments up on the video. I don't have it open through OBS, so give me 1 second. As if somebody's buying an SKS this late in the wipe, they pop out. Okay. Then I can close this out. Is the chat still there? Yay. I told a girl at a gas station today I thought she was pretty. Because I thought she was pretty. Bam. 116k just from that crap loot alone. And if you're frugal with your money like I try to be, I can get a Thor, the CSA rig, and a Shattered Mask. 25k for the Shattered Mask, 50k for the Thor, so that's 75k. And then the CSA rig's only like 15k. So that's just about enough for the armor and the kit. And if you go to the Lighthouse and you kill some rogues or raiders, then you can grab their guns. And since you can kill them without losing Scav karma, it's one of the best ways, because it's almost like that part of the map was designed for Scavs, because the rogues and raiders have to practice the rules of engagement, similar to I guess how U.S. military actually has to in real life. So when you're a Scav, you're considered a civilian non-combat, even though you have a gun, and U.S. military would shoot on sight 100%. You can just walk up to a rogue or raider, and they'll just try and tell you to leave, but if you hang around them too long, they'll shoot you. So I think that's a super cool way to get a bunch of cool loot. And the rogues and raiders will spawn amazing stuff. I found bitcoins in their bags, all that kind of stuff. They'll spawn with wallets. And now, 3-minute scav timer. And he's spawning a foul, because scav is just pure money, 0 risk for 100% reward. It's fiscally worth it, in theory, to just do a lot of scav runs back to back. Because I can sell that foul for like 70k on the flea market, and that's enough to rebuy a whole nother kit. Most of it, a whole nother kit. Because if you're spending about less than 150k on a kit, then it's a good idea, as long as you can make that money back. Because every time you shoot a gun or do a bullet shot, you know, it costs fucking cash. I'm super irritated and angry from work today. They changed the rules because they're like Darth Vader and they can just pray. We just have to pray they won't alter the deal any further. Even though they changed stats so that way we lose our bonus pay if our adherence drops too low. And they purposely arrange phone calls to you right before your break, so that way it messes with your adherence time. And if it drops below 92%, you lose your adherence bonus. So of course it makes sense why they would want to institute that rule change. Also, they recently said today we have to hang up on a customer after 2 minutes in the escalation wait queue, which to get a hold of a supervisor. After 2 minutes, if we haven't been able to get a hold of a supervisor, and I'm not going to honor that unless they send it straight to me in writing, because it's like they have literally zero shame. But they literally can't have shame. That there's so much money, you know what I mean? It's like such a sunk cost fallacy. And that's what they're designed to do, too. You know what I mean? It's literally the system's expectations for them, and if they don't do that, they'll just replace them with somebody else who will. But it'll bite them in the ass eventually. Everybody knows stories of companies getting fucked over for short-sighted quarter-to-quarter mindsets. And the company that's been in the business since the 60s, you know, is going to have that times decades of bureaucratic stagnation. One of my favorite themes in Sekiro, the video game, was that stagnation leads to decay, and like water, things must flow. And even in Elden Ring, the idea of waters, because they're Shintoism, it's a lot of Shintoism imagery that I love in Elden Ring and Sekiro. And that's the problem with companies, is the bureaucratic red tape over time builds up, you know, and it's a stagnation. And the longer you as an employee spend at a company, the less your wages are able to keep up with the idea of inflation, which is now the catch-all term for corporate exploitation and price gouging for survival. When grocery stores started charging Americans more money, more than necessary to keep the same profit margins, and then boast about record profits, it became really clear what was going on in our society. And since then, since that kind of stuff's been happening since the pandemic, shoplifting has gone through the roof. I don't blame them. You can't blame anybody who just steals food to survive. Because shelters, food pantries, they're not enough to the community's needs. any community's needs. And hoping churches pick up the slack isn't the answer. It's like the Ouroboros, a snake eating its own tail. It all comes full circle. Also, I prefer to do scav runs at night because you're less likely to run into other people's /players. And the lobbies are generally less crowded because scavs are less likely to spawn with flashlights or night vision, and PMCs can bring both of those into raid. So scavs are less likely to actually go at night because of that factor. Genji. I wish Genji keys actually spawned with shit on them. In them. You know what I mean? And then sometimes as a scav, you'll just spawn right fucking here. Come here. You'll find shotguns in there, mostly. Empty. Wow. Somebody might have already been here if that's the case. Yeah. I'm gonna check the loot spot. Or the back of this truck will be the... Yep. Somebody's already been here. Water filter's nice. It gives me a little bit of hope. Too bad it's one of the worst rounds. Okay, even nothing here. Single sniper shot off in that direction. That means the PMC is probably trying to... See, PP is just one stat worse in both damage and penetration than BP, if that tells you how bad it is. Yep, somebody's been here, grabbed all the high tier loot. So I'm gonna go check the tennis court and then I'm heading straight to the labs. That's worth like 70 or 80k on the flea. I like that brace. That means I can kit this out when I get out of raid. Bang, bang, bang. Honestly, if I had a bigger backpack, I'd probably not want to go to Southern Run Landslide at this point. Alright. Scary boy bullets. You can two-shot somebody wearing, like, not a Thor, but anything level 4 and even level 5 if you're using SP6. and an AS valve. So finding BP for the AS valve, which is better than SP6, at least I think it's better. I could be wrong. Also, I don't like how these streams are generally just, like with the face cam, just some dude staring at their monitor, like not even looking at the camera or anything else. Feels weird. Early wipe, or even up to mid wipe, those are worth it because you can give them to therapists for this alleyway. And the only reason I'm able to pull this off at all is because I've been to this map so many times I could get around in the dark. It's the same way with Night Factory. Just sit there and play with your ears. PS is a good round. If this was early wipe, I would have taken that. And generally the most ideal raid for this, if you don't want to get greedy. This is a scav getting up as close to tall and short as possible, killing tall and short and hoping the labs 1 MG isn't there, and then just hitting to grotto if you have it. Otherwise just circling the edge of the map, going to the train, and then industrial zone gate if you can. So I'm gonna take it. Oh yeah, that was that way. That was at like 2. Yep, short's not there. That means these guys have been cleaned up and I'm leaving. You can even tell from the outline. I called the one on the left tall, I call the other one short. And then Labs 1 is the MG that faces tall and short. And then there's another MG on the back of Labs 1 that faces the train station. And then there's Labs 2, and then there's Labs 3. And it's not like we chose to name them that. The numbers are literally on the building. Though we did decide to call them tall and short. Also, I think it's kind of nice the way Nikita designed the map. Made it easier for callouts. Because have you ever tried to give a callout to your buddy on woods? Where is he? Where is he? Behind the tree! To your left. Oh, no, your other left. And look, it's the Crimean Bridge. That's what I think Nikita wanted to use as a symbol of the collapse of Russian society between Ukraine and actual Russia. Because if that's the Crimean Bridge, or even the metaphorical Crimean Bridge, then that's Crimea. And we're home free. Now just gotta... Slice of pizza I got from the gas station because life sucks. already just a way better gun. .120 vertical recoil is much more manageable. And one thing I like about the SA-58 is the 50 round drum mags come in a 1x2 slot. And back then, when I first started this game, last wipe, I never imagined myself being at the point where I can recognize the price of things on what they are in the flea market when I'd run into them. I never thought I'd be able to just remember that. And whenever I watched other streamers, tubers, people doing that, I was like, wow, what a sweaty tryhard. Or there'd be just videos where somebody would ask his friend and he'd have, like, Rain Man, 42,000 rubles. Or they'd just be able to, like, Google it real quick. Get rid of the tram at all? All must go. Because I want the space more than anything else. Also, I'm never going to do a fence quest where I kill other scavs with melee weapons, because I feel like that's just a trap. That's entrapment. I've spent 64 million with him. I've spent 27 million with Prapper. I've spent 124 million with Therapist, 10 million with Skier, $557,000 fucking Peacekeeper, 22 million with Jaeger, 62 million with Ragman, and finally 49 million with Mechanic, who is my favorite of the bunch. But this is the drum mag I was talking about. There's also like these variants, but this one's just for the M14. The what's that shit called? M1A is actually what it's called, but that gun that won us World War II. They go round. Boom, 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 ping. Low tier, mid tier, high tier. But honestly, it's just worth putting the fucking adapter on it and then just being able to put an M4 on it, or an M4 part, because they give you much better stats than just regular old. I really wish I wasn't streaming by myself. I feel like I'm talking to an imaginary friend, even though it's supposed to be like the idea of you in the future, or past if time is a full circle. I had somebody on an Instagram ask me a question, or not ask me a question, but ask a question in general, that if we are living on an infinite timeline, does the technology that disrupts other technology eventually becomes the technology that disrupts itself? And that sounded like Ouroboros snake eating its own tail. Because if SLI was supposed to disrupt chip sizes and that kind of stuff, then ray tracing was supposed to, and CUDA cores were supposed to disrupt SLIs, then when does that come full circle again? Because I was watching a video on graphics card repair, and because chipsets hardly fucking go bad unless there's like severe temperatures. Like a motherboard hardly goes bad unless there's like some kind of corrosive spillage, or it's burnt out, which is just the idea of there being some kind of short on the board that melts the connectors in the logic circuit, meaning specific chips can short out, overheat, melt themselves because there's a feedback arc, a loop, a circuit in the circuit that isn't supposed to be there. And it melts through that chip, and since it breaks the circuit, because the way the chip is made, the circuit is inlaid in the silicone board, like green board. It's inlaid in there, so when it like melts through, it disrupts the power flow because the power has to complete the circuit. And so whenever it melts through or the chip breaks, you can't just like replace the chip or put like a patch in the solder board, because that's not how that works. You have to supply a complete external power circuit and like sort of jerry-rig a whole new chipset and power supply to connect to the board. Otherwise, you won't ever get it to work. And that's full-on zombie mode versus repair. And I think it was on a Linus Tech Tips video I watched that, and I thought that was super interesting. It's 15, 14, 13. I just want to say something now. I've had a weird fixation with the number 13 recently. Like it's some kind of strange omen or moniker. And whenever I was playing video games recently, I kept making these correlations. It's not a causation, I know that for sure. I'm not crazy. Correlations where every time I was cheating in a video game, I'd see the number 13 pop up. And that's why I really like Tarkov, because it's one of the only games I can't really cheat at. Because it's not a single player game where I just have the ability to mod it without any kind of restriction. 10 minutes after 420 in game. You want me to play some guitar, guys? Because I want me to play some guitar. But I gotta play it quietly because my neighbors probably have to go to work tomorrow. Really excited for Stalker to come out. I've always really wanted, or I wanted to like, I thought it would be cool if I could like reach out to them before the game release, because I bought the pre-order edition like months ago because I'm a simp, and the only thing the $120 version of the game comes with is literally fucking more campfire songs for the guitars that the NPCs play. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I nearly just dropped my guitar on the floor. And I wanted to like send them songs, or like send them some finger styling, or ask them if there's like any cool songs I could play. But I don't know enough like Eastern guitar to like feel confident that they would even like what I sent them, you know? Ooh. Where the fuck was that coming from? That sounded like it was literally coming from the path to shoreline. 23 minutes. Let's get some loot. Call of Chernobyl. The Stalker series was one of my favorite. I've always loved Russian philosophy and philosophers. Some of the best mathematicians and physicists have come from Russia in the world. Like there was that guy who won that math prize who was Russian, he turned down the prize money for solving that prime number equation or something, and he he said no to the money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. He just said no to it and then went to live with his mom because he had said he'd figured out what life was about. And a part of me, when I read that, I was like, that makes sense. Because if you're smart enough to figure out prime numbers and that stuff, you can get into coding. You don't have to worry about a job because your skill set will take care of you. But who's going to take care of your mom? No, his mom would probably tell him to take the fucking money. Hey, buddy. You doing okay? Not really. That's all in short. RK2 is way better than a fucking BGB. That song I would always sing is by a band called Muck Sticky. I love smoking marijuana. Makes me feel fantastic, so I'll do it when I wanna. Especially since you're so mad, man. 'Cause I'm cool, calm, collected, well respected. Hey Wyatt, this is for you. I'm taking a page out of your book to get greedy. Sorry, didn't mean to. Motherfuck. That guy was chilling by the car extract. It was a PMC by the car extract. It's funny because even if I hadn't gotten greedy, I would have died anyways going to industrial. But I should have asked questions knowing that the top of 3 was dead and unlooted, because if he's killed by a scav, he's going to be naked. The only person who wouldn't loot him would be a PMC who had sniped him. That one's on me, guys. Sorry. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get a motherfucking soda and wait for this game to unfreeze. It's memory leaks. I'm back, baby. Brooks was here. Yeah, he definitely was. He had eyes, my dumbass. I should have taken that helmet off when I had the chance. Wait, I think I did. I think I was wearing a beanie. Also, he didn't have to shoot us. He wanted to shoot us. I took 2 jello shots while I was out there, too. Feeling my tum-tum. There we go. Hopefully my scav timer was clicking down every time when I was gone. I love how you can wear the tank helmet with a gas mask because it's a very drippy combo. I wish our cultists could wear that. People are already on their way to customs. Dude, I lost a gold SVDS when I was playing with Wyatt earlier today. I was so bummed. I got 2 kills, though, for my Punisher Part 6, so that's an upside. But, I guess I'm going to play y'all a little song while we wait for the scav timer to click down. Trying to do as many Lighthouse raids as possible. Alright, it was here, and it was D minor to F. Sit tight, warrior, while I send my people to get your stuff. Bitch, I know that shit's gone. Lighthouse, 6 a.m. Because we are early boys. I just wanted to thank y'all, whoever is watching this. Thank you. Even if you're like 100 years in the future and this is just for like some whack history project. Even though it'd be cool. I'm gonna grab my dumbbell. 35 pounds. It's because I'm a big boy. You see me? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Workout. Make sure to do cardio. Cardio is good for your heart health. If you want to live longer than 60, which I'm trying to do, because apparently my demographic drops like flies once the moment heart disease enters the picture. And if you drink alcohol, then double so. Alcohol kills cells. Have you ever seen an alcohol wave over a petri dish under a microscope? Everything dies. Your body's made of cells. Every time you drink alcohol, it does the same thing. Every time that bit of alcohol touches a cell in your body, it kills it. Your liver does its best to neutralize the toxin, but it's sometimes not enough. Alright, I'm done. I always play that riff. Love the way it sounds. Okay, what are we rocking? 7 mil? I can work with that. Dun 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 dun. Hey, you just need that one for the Ragman quest. Blood and War Part 2 or something. Wouldn't it be nuts if the game wiped at Christmas again? Like just a full year. Because everybody expects it to be any day, you know. And anytime an event is released, everybody's like, oh, end of wipe, end of wipe. But honestly, there's not really much of a difference between early and late wipe. And the more I look at all the quests, it's easier for me to understand how all the streamers are able to just get level 4 traders in like a week. Most of the quests that you need to do to get there are pretty easy, and they just give you enough XP to usually get there on your own. You might have to do a lot of raids where you're just farming XP, but it's possible. Also, Glorious E said Rashala was only a threat early wipe, so I think that's spooky. Because one, he thinks all of his guards and him are not much of a threat. Ooh, MPVV. Taking that. HP. Let's find out. Thermometer. Okay. So I'm just going to leave this raid because I have the fuel conditioner I need for that Ragman quest. And it's also one of the really things I like about this raid is that there's a lot of junk spawns, mid-tier junk spawns that people leave that are super useful early wipe. Like that blue duct tape. I saw that measuring tape. You need that measuring tape for your hideout. You'll have it to where I think. Yeah, that's that labs one right there. I'm just gonna walk on by. Y'all have fun fighting NPCs who can aimbot and see through walls. And who can magically turn their guns into better ballistics. Versus, like, I always thought that was unfair. That rogues and raiders could change the ballistics of their gun to be more deadly. You know what I mean? Versus, like, a scav who could pick up the gun. Because, like, if a scav picks up the gun and it's, like, just completely different ballistics, that's not fair. Nope, not even gonna go for the barrel cache. Is that a dude up there? Nah, it's just a rock. What? And I don't even need to check if I have grotto because I got that good scav gun. Jammed. Take a Sprite. I'm drinking a Sprite, tall boy. A spurt. I don't know if that's, I'm allowed to say that, if that's trademark. And I'm not getting paid for that. I like Sprite. It's the closest thing to just pure sugar water. It's like an honest soda. It doesn't add any other chemicals or flavorings to, like, pretend it's something else than just sugar water. Alright, and since we're loading out, I'm going to play some more guitar. Okay, so I'm going to start with that triad G. And if it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, so G, F, E, so let's go the other way. G, A, B, C. So I'm going to go a G to a C. And then if I'm going to go one step, I'm going to go to a B. And back to the G. And since I like a minor in my flow, I'm going to make the G a minor. I don't like playing with a capo because somebody who's really good at guitar once told me that capos are a crutch. And that if you want to play in a key, you should learn the corresponding keys and scales for it, instead of using capos as a crutch to stay within that key. I thought that was really good advice. Because up until then, I never even imagined using a capo as a crutch. Because if you use a capo, it just changes the nut of the guitar to wherever you put the capo. So you can just translate the open chords that you know to the key that you place the capo at. Because if it's all in standard E, you put it on the first fret, it goes to F. Then you put it on the third fret, A, B, C, D, E, F. It goes to key of the G, and then it goes to A, then it goes to B, and then because E and F and B and C are special, it goes from E to F, and then from F to G, and then from, or no, fuck, it's not, because this is G, this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D, and then it goes all the way back to E, because I can't remember my fucking alphabet. this is a D, then A, B, C, D, E. Also, I love how the calluses on my fingers get stronger over time. I always wondered how the body knows how to do that. How it knows to react to environmental stimuli in ways that make you stronger against it. Because for the DNA, I'm not sure how the epigenetics is even able to track that, you know what I mean? Oh, okay, that's cool. I like how I've already completed it just because I've survived on the fucking map. Oh, but I get Thors if I fucking do it. Hell yeah. Get back out there, stalker. Only you can answer the call of Chernobyl. Okay, so I'm about to take this fucking SVD to customs. I hope I get at least one kill. Whoever kills me can have the SVDS. I should have brought a backpack. Grab my phone. See if she's texted me back. Nope. So I'm going to talk to this AI instead. My boss is evil and the company they work for might be the literal cause of the apocalypse. What should I do? Lily from Snapchat says, that sounds like a really tough situation. Maybe it's time to start looking for a new job. It's time to start for looking a new job. But the company owes me a lot of money and unpaid PTO. What should I do to make sure I receive proper indemnity? You should talk to a lawyer or contact your state labor department to see what your options are. But what about starting a union? Workplace for better representation. Forming a union can be a great way to get better representation. You should research the steps to form a union and see if it's feasible for your workplace. Ha ha ha. Great fucking spawn. I thought those two dudes standing next to each other. Fucking hate how much the rain fucks up audio. I feel like Nikita does it to encourage people to use heavy gear and helmets. Even though everybody hates wearing heavy gear and helmets because it fucks up your hearing and vision. Cause you gotta have friends. Got his friend though. One more kill left for the Punisher quest. Or no, one more kill towards the Punisher quest. And they always have one more friend. Honestly, I'm surprised I didn't kill him after those 2 shots. Click on the screen a bunch because I want the memory leak issue to stop with my sound card. Or my lack of having a sound card. Wyatt sent me a photo. Chugging bush in the front, sipping syrups in the back. The Wizard of Ass. I love that. Fix the fracture, because that will not heal over time. You have to use a splint. Heavy bleeds and light bleeds will heal over time, though. I brought literally nothing into that raid. Hope he has fun with that SVDS. I'll probably just take the scope off of it and whatever miscellaneous parts he can. Maybe take all my ammo. That's what I love about that road. You know, I didn't lose any money practically. It was all just shit for my insurance. And now, I still have all this shit to deal with. They took my fucking level 5. Whatever this is called, the Redut Samurai. They took that. That's what I was wearing when I lost that. Time to get more ups. Alright, back to guitar. I'm getting kind of sweaty. Now let's go with this is A minor minor. A minor 7 minor. Because this is an A minor 7. or an A sharp. So if I do this, to a C, to an E minor. I like doing raids this late at night because nobody else is online and it feels peaceful. At least the closest thing Tarkov can get to peace. "28 minutes. It's gonna be an interesting raid. Huh? Sounds like somebody's already having fun at the water treatment plant. Chicken pockets, chicken jackets. Looking for them doodads and whizzy habits. Running night factory like glizzy spazzes. Put your hands up in the air, sir. Make them jazzes. Jazz hands. Imagine if somebody was robbing you and they told you to do jazz hands. Yeah, do jazz hands. Makes me feel safe. I wonder if this door can be unlocked. Late night talk of TV. Can't wait to meet the first person who ever comments in my chat besides Dustin. Dustin called me a nerd. And even though I am one... Hey. Hey, what?
Особенно вон тот паренек в белом, красава.
Я погнал. Это что за хрень?
He said something about my mother. I had to do it. Hey, shit's going down by the water treatment plant. Y'all want to fuck up some PMCs?
Are the goonies there? I want to kill the goonies.
Yeah, some dude was just with a sniper. Let's vamonos! I'm here to get loot, not friends. Even though I'd like to have some friends. Yeah! I always jump when I'm running, so it reminds me what my stamina bar is at. Ooh, I got that stutter. I haven't seen that in a while. That was a very high rate of fire. See, guys, it really does. It really does pay. Hey!
Hi. Oh my god.
Hey, 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 hey! Come look in this backpack. Come look in that backpack. He's gonna find a Bitcoin in there. He was like, ah, no, you're gonna shoot me. But now he has to look in that backpack. I have a Santa kit I've been saving since Wyatt gave me the hat to wear it. And it's just me dressed up as Santa wearing a Dr. Disrespect armor, wearing a Santa bag I got from the beginning of the wipe. I wonder if you can't sell the Santa bag on the fleet, but I think you can sell the Santa hats. So you could like set up a crazy high price. Like even if it costs you more money than it's worth putting it up on the flea for. Where is it? Here. Yeah. Santa's beard. A lot of airdrop flares. You can get those pretty cheap, but what about the hat? I don't think you can find these anymore. Like I don't even think they spawn. Like the only place is maybe a giving tree. But the white beards you can not find either. Okay. Yeah, a 7-minute scav timer with the KS-23. I thought I fixed that broken fucking bone. Bam! Alright, but I think that's going to be my stream for tonight, because I'm 5 minutes now away from streaming for an hour and a half, which is like the number 13, and I think that's an omen. So I am gonna actually do everything I can ammo-wise. Before you log off for the evening, make sure you buy all the ammo you can. But I don't only do those Lighthouse runs to make money. There's way better ways to make money. You can do streets as a scav, but mostly it's just honest good farming as a PMC on Night Factory. I will take a shit kit to Night Factory and I will kill every single scav that spawns on the map, if other PMCs in the raid let me. Meaning if it's a dead raid, that's optimal. I'll just take a pistol or like a double barrel shotgun or like a pump shotgun. Maybe something I can put a flashlight on. PP-19 is a really good choice, and I will just farm as many scavs as possible. Take a pilgrim, and then just take as many guns as I can and sell them on the flea. I'll use cheap ammo like PST or PSO for the PP-19, because you're only there to kill scavs. You don't need to come geared as fuck to the tits. I used to, at the beginning of the wipe, I would take these AKs specifically, because one, they're relatively cheap, they're only 40k, and it's a very good gun unmodified. 102 vertical recoil, 103 vertical recoil is a manageable kick. You don't believe me? I know, but it is a manageable kick. Once you get past the first bump, you have the rest of your magazine to spray like a laser at your enemy. Tagilla will drop from a 30 round magazine PS 76239 to the chest. If you just mag dump the fuck out of him, hit him in the chest, all the bullets, you can get a pin chance and kill him. It hasn't worked always 100%, especially when he's sprinting at you with the hammer. There's 1 or 2 bullets can hit him in the arm, and it'll fuck up the damage numbers because it'll fuck up your pin chance, which is what you're looking for. But let me check, because you can link search this and you can find all the guns related to it, because it's super cheap. Mutant, impossible to get. You can get these super cheap because nobody likes to use them. These are perfect. They're always super cheap because nobody likes the short variant because it's technically inferior. AKMs will spawn on random player scavs all the time, or just random scavs. They'll be in shit condition, won't even have a dust cover or stock, but they're really good. The variant that just has the drum mag and no dust cover or stock spawns on player scavs, early wipe on those scavs, and those are really good. You can get an UMCA off a dead player scav, or you can get a micro rig or a TV 106 rig, which comes with a 2x2, so you can actually reload it without having to pick up your magazine off the ground or open your inventory to put it in your backpack. And that's a really good way, because because the PS ammo will spawn frequently on player scavs with SKSs, but all of the other bullets in the caliber are still incredibly strong. The T45-1M is really good. If you put that in a drum mag, you can still drop a lot of fucking people with that thing. And if you do the quest to unlock the BP for it, you're basically one of the scariest people on the map. You have a similar TTK as somebody with an AS Val and SP6. And you can just go through these and check out the different prices. Ah, I didn't know I could buy RDs now. That's sick as fuck. I'll probably be doing that in the future. But check here. Yeah, so BP's locked off. It's 1,100 a bullet because it's so fucking powerful. But PS ammo is super cheap, and I know Nikita knows it's the special bullet because if you buy 420 rounds of it, 60,900. That cannot be a coincidence. And then you can only buy 400 rounds of these a day because it's supposed to be a cheap version of that round. You buy them all, 29,000. It's half the price and only a little bit worse of a bullet. HP rounds, super fucking common. You can buy as many as you want in a day, but they're flesh rounds. They're not really designed for that kind of slaying. But let me show you here the ballistics of the, come on, thank you Firefox, of the bullet caliber before I let y'all go, which is something my teachers used to say, because I hit the 1 hour 30 minute mark, so I've already fucked up in that regard. But let's find it here, 76239, which is only a little bit smaller than RFBs and Vepr rounds, but HP is the worst bullet, but it comes with the highest base damage because it has the worst penetration. It still does great armor damage, so you can like chug through people, but it's really good against everybody wearing level 2 armor, so if they're wearing P.A.C.As or just the basic 6BLs, then you'll take them out. But the USGZH is a really good round because it's still very effective against level 3, and it still kind of works against level 4. But it's not until you get to PS where it really slays against level 4. Because with the level 3, if somebody's wearing like a Zabralo or a tier 5 Redut, you can still blast them. If you mag dump somebody with that caliber and that bullet, even though it only has 3 level effectiveness against level 5, and it's only a slight increase to the time to kill. That dog. It's a Doberman. You know Dobermans can't even... Okay, I already mentioned that was true. But look how powerful BP is. It's effective against level 5, and it's only kind of effective against level 4. Meaning, even if you're wearing level 6, you can still drop somebody mag dumping. It's crazy powerful. But I love this caliber, because the M80 is still so fucking strong. Because if you strategically use, because this PSGZH, it's good till late wipe, because it's still so powerful against level 5, and still somewhat effective against level 6. It's not like 0 effectiveness, where it just literally bounces off, does no damage. It's like the M62 Tracer. M62 Tracer is very misrepresented here. It's not as effective against level 4 as you would hope it be. Because the gun has so much kick versus the average M4, it's really hard to laser beam people like you can with the M4. And I wouldn't run 300 Blackout unless I had AP or a bullet that was a little bit better than the M62 because of how bad the ballistics are for mag dumping. But I love 545 because M855 is still a hella goddamn ammo because its M4s have just such a default high rate of fire. M855 is effective against practically tons of stuff. If you're running against somebody with level 4, it's designed for you to be mag dumping into them. That's why it only has 3 effective penetration versus the 7.62, which has 5 effective penetration. So you can find this PS ammo everywhere early wipe. And the quest to unlock it's super easy. Like, we can click on it, you can craft it, you need it for the craft for... Wow, you gotta use SP6 to make APM? That's stupid. You can unlock APM to buy super early. But the craft for it to turn it into BP is a super underrated one. The kite's very easy to craft. Eagle is easy to find. But where's the quest for it? And it's sold at Prapper Loyalty Level 2, so you don't even, I think, need to do a quest to unlock it. So once you hit Loyalty Level 2 with Prapper, which is stupid easy to accomplish, I think. Good, Loyalty Level 2, yeah, once you unlock the flea market, you unlock PS ammo, because I think you can buy it off the flea. So that's the solution. And I still, even late wipe, rock that PS, because it's so effective. Is this just a chonker of a bullet? I can't wait for the wipe again. Like, I can wait, because I don't want to lose all my progress so soon, but being able to take all... It's like an Elden Ring, it's a game that has a new game plus, which is a similar mechanic to a wipe. Every time you beat the game, it gives you a chance to just restart the game with all the items and you gear have up until that point, where all the quests reset, all the bosses reset. You're literally put in the starting area with all the levels, items, and gear that you have. Soul Ashes, everything, all leveled to where it was, and you just get one victory lap through the game whenever you do that. All the bosses early game just feel trivial because of how powerful your character is late game. And that's what I like about the idea of the wipe for Tarkov. It's like that, but you lose everything. It's like starting a new character all over again. But when you have all of that experience from playing the game the first time, it makes that early wipe experience so much more easy to just power through. And it puts you on a different level with people who aren't as effective and using their experience to gain that advantage early wipe. And I really like the idea about that, because that's why people who are streamers can get loyalty level 4 traders like a week into the wipe. And that's what I'm hoping. I don't know how I'll hit level 42 first week in the wipe, but getting Ragman is like in stage late game stuff, because if you're at the point where you're wanting to buy the super badass armor from Ragman, then you should be okay with already being level 42. I feel like there's a bullet I'm forgetting to buy. I feel like there's a bullet I'm forgetting to buy. BS, I think? No. BP? I know I have a daily purchase limit of that. Magnum? Maybe it's APM? Oh, no, it's for the SVDS. Hold on. And PS is still a really good ammo. See how that's 258 and this is 805? That's because it's still way more effective. Oh, looks like I already bought the max for the day, like that. What other ammo? I feel like I'm forgetting. You can buy an unlimited amount of that once you do the quest. You can buy the little boxes to upgrade to get as much as possible. PS ammo for the 545 is also really good. There's a reason why Raiders still spawn with that. SP8, I don't have SP7 unlocked because apparently SP7 is better than SP8, even though SP8 is a bigger number. And I'm not going to be running the KS20, the KSM anytime soon, so I don't think I need those grenades. You know, I hate how you can only buy 3 of these a day. But I understand why. Alright, now what else am I forgetting, dude? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Labua. I can't even get the gun for this yet, and that makes me sad. But I understand why. The semi-auto version. 180 of those a day. Once you unlock these, it's stupid strong. Put them in a Vepr and it slays. Alright, well that's it for the stream. I love you guys, and if you're watching, I love you for watching. I know you probably weren't anticipating a personalized message from the past to the future, but I hope the world is better if you're still able to watch this and society hasn't crumbled by 2050 yet. Because of climate change. Because hopefully in the future, if we just solve this climate problem, I would love to just play video games like this until I'm 80, you know? Not have to worry about the world ending because the whole world is like a garage. Somebody, have you ever heard of the suicide method where people take a nap in their car and they leave it running so that way the carbon monoxide poisoning makes it a painless in their sleep kind of death? I learned about that from Office Space because that one guy. But then his wife walks into the garage and he's like, oh, there's my reason to live besides my job. Because if we figure out this carbon problem, because the whole world, practically the northern hemisphere, is like that garage that we're all trying to take a nap in while our car is running. And we can't just open the garage door and let all that carbon out. So we're going to have to figure out a way to solve that issue if we want our children or our grandchildren to be able to live on this earth happily and healthily. Alright, but I love you, and hopefully we don't have to worry about that problem in the future, and hopefully we're able to not only save ourselves, but more importantly save those that we love and who that we want to give this earth to when the time comes. I love you guys. Good night.